1.8 miles to go for the PPG Chevy of Josef Newgarden. What a day it's been. 91 laps he has led. Spectacular display to open up this 2024 season. His teammates are duking it out back there for the final step on the podium. I'm not sure Power can do anything about McLaughlin. Can't quite get close enough.
Hasn't been totally smooth sailing for Newgarden. They had that issue on the first pit stop. Struggling a bit to get the fuel probe to seat properly, but they've recovered nicely. Had to make a few moves there on the restart. But I'll tell you what, there's one thing we've learned about Newgarden through the years. If he finds clean air at the front, he owns it.
Yeah, bye-bye. Through the last chicane, round the last two turns. What a way to start a new championship season. Indy 500 winner, Rolex 24 at Daytona winner, St. Pete winner for the third time. The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete belongs to Josef Newgarden.
Great job, everybody. Really nice execution. Thanks for all the work.
Nicely done, Joseph. Nicely done.
Top 4, white flag.
One more to go for Alex Palou, the two-time and reigning series champion. We mentioned at the top of the show there hasn't been a non-championship points race since 2008 in Surfers Paradise, and there was a lot of intrigue as to what this would be like. How would it play out? Is it going to be beneficial? There's been a ton of laps turned over this weekend in both testing format and qualifying and racing, so it's been very valuable. The next race on the schedule, by the way, stays here in the state of California. That's coming up April 21 on the famed streets of Long Beach for the Acura Grand Prix.
And I call him the surgeon, and I think he's demonstrated this weekend, James, he's never been part of our highlights package of things gone wrong, right? We haven't seen him sideways. We haven't seen him backwards. He hasn't left the racetrack. It has been clean, ultra precise, and very surgical.
I think he locked a tire once in turn 3 back on Friday afternoon. Maybe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Look at that. This is just smooth as this Thermal Club track. He's treated the members who like to drive here in their own cars, whether they be Porsches or Corvettes or Ferraris or whatever they are. There's been a lot of exotic cars here, McLarens, and incredible. He's showing them how to handle their track in the best possible way, where there's $500,000 on the line going to the winner. That's him and his team. Prize purse in total more than $1.7 million at this very unique place and unique event, really, for IndyCar. This hasn't happened in such a long time. The 26-year-old Spaniard, Alex Palou, wins the Thermal Club $1 Million Challenge.
Let's go! Yee! Thank you, boys. That's awesome.
Scott McLaughlin of Team Penske follows him home in second, and Felix Rosenquist for Meyer Shank Racing in third. And Colton Herta's strategy of being very conservative, waiting at the back in the opening half, and then coming through, nets him fourth place and plenty of money as well. But this is going to be a phenomenal final 2 miles. Here we go. Dixon versus Herta. 2 Honda-powered cars. Chip Ganassi Racing up against Andretti Global.
Everything you got now.
Use everything you got is the call.
Talk about good news from your box. Mike Hall telling Scott Dixon, burn some gas, go for it. Lay down a flyer to close this thing out.
I still can't believe.
How does he do it?
Even Scott Dixon. I shouldn't be surprised, but this one was one of the tallest orders I've ever seen to save that much fuel, keep that pace, still have the ability to burn the push to pass when needed, and boy did he need it over this last stint of the race. Absolutely remarkable.
If Scott Dixon can hang in there for the length of this back straight to turn 9, he is as good as home. Here it is, turn 9. He's laid back, he takes everything in his stride, but he is very intense inside that helmet. Scott Dixon, it took him 9 tries to win here at Long Beach. He's had podiums since, but he's going to go back to the winner's circle. Scott Dixon wins the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach in the most improbable way.
Nicely done, nicely done.
And I can tell you that one of the early backers of his career, Sir Colin Giltrap, recently passed away in the early days of this week. And that's Scott with a heavy heart. He owes a debt of gratitude to that man, and so thankful to Sir Colin's support. A lot of New Zealand motorsport fans have heavy hearts as well, so that one will be for Sir Colin Giltras. This is the stuff that dreams are made of. For Linus Lundqvist as a rookie to be chasing down a two-time champion and an Indy 500 winner in Will Power, one of the most famous names in IndyCar history.
And
No pressure behind you. Nice job.
Lundqvist with 55 seconds just became eligible on that push to pass, but he doesn't look close enough yet. Here in turn 2, he'll have a great shot going to the brake zone if he can stay close. But James, it just doesn't look like he's got the gap there.
It's just a little too much. Certainly, you see the push to pass, everybody being generous on it right now. Palou trying to hang on to that 5th position. Lundgaard behind him, doesn't have much push to pass. This is the battle for the last podium spot. But lots of breathing room for Scott McLaughlin, the thirsty threes, and that meat wagon Teo Pocher around in turn 5. Most of the field's by, they'll probably stay green.
So McLaughlin, whose week started with controversy, couldn't believe when he got the news that himself and Josef Newgarden were disqualified from the season opener for the team being outside the rules and regulations of the push to pass. He was last in the championship points after that DQ. He has answered it emphatically. Scotty Mack, McLaughlin wins at Barber for back-to-back years, and Team Penske back on top.
Oh yeah, 33 to the moon, boys. Thank you so much. Well done, team. So proud of you. So proud. Thanks.
It'll be 1 to go at the line for these two as Armstrong, there's the white flag for Palou. There's power.
Copy that.
Bring it home, says Barry Wanza, and typically minimal speak on the radio by Alex Palou. Simply copy that. Will it go get it done? One more lap for these three. Who's going to get the best of it? Can Dixon hold off his young teammate? And what's McLaughlin got in the Sonsio Chevy?
Dixon left himself 7 seconds at the line. He'll need all of it on the back straightaway as they exit this corner, go through the chicane. Dixon can use that last bit.
But Armstrong will have enough to make a run on the front straightaway if Dixon's out heading into turn 7. He's going defensive now, trying to not use it all. Armstrong's close.
T-Bell, this would be like you trying to overtake Rick Mears, your hero.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have the stomach.
All right, let's go back up front and let's celebrate this guy. He's the reigning series champion. He's the defending race winner, and he is going to defend that victory of a year ago. Alex Palou is going to lead almost half the race. Hello, Palou in Indianapolis. Alex has done it again. His 10th career win. Alex Palou wins the Sonsio Grand Prix.
Thank you, boys. Yeah. That's the way to kick off the month of May.
It sure is. The DHL Honda, Alex Palou, kick off the month of May the best possible way. Will Power and Christian Lundgaard on the podium, ahead of Scott Dixon, Marcus Armstrong, his career best result, and Scott McLaughlin 6th.
You watched today, guys, was the Palou show. Once again, that surgical precision, absolute perfection from him on the track and the team in the pits. If a yellow comes out now, we can't red flag it.
White flag, amigo. White flag.
White flag, amigo.
Here it comes.
There has never been a Mexican driver win the Indianapolis 500. Maybe that time is now. With one more lap to go, Pato goes to the lead.
He's not going to lift this time. He did it against Ericsson and lost Pato O'Ward to the front off of turn 2.
5 back. 6 back.
O'Ward tries to break the draft. Newgarden's like, I've been in this situation before. Josef Newgarden around the outside of Pato O'Ward. This is mind-blowing. Josef Newgarden had to wait 12 times to win it, and now he's going to do it back-to-back. Josef Newgarden is a two-time Indy 500 winner. Oh, my goodness. 22 years, a driver has won back-to-back Indy 500s, and it's Josef Newgarden. Win number 20 for Team Penske. And Pato O'Ward's heart has been broken again.
Proud of you there, friend. Awesome job today.
And the captain and his family, the kids and the grandkids are there to watch win number 20.
Where's he going this time?
He's going back into the crowd.
He's probably going up the flag stand.
He's going back into the crowd.
Might get to the upper deck. That was an insane move. Awesome, awesome.
That was a true battle. The last 5 laps between this man and Pato O'Ward.
The year started with a win. It was followed by a disqualification. Josef Newgarden has responded emphatically by winning the biggest motor race in the world.
I don't think there's time to close down a 2-second gap. Great drive from Marcus Ericsson to get himself into this position, but Dixon has taken the white flag.
1.6 miles to go. Ericsson's got, what, 11 seconds of push to pass left. Dixon, the fuel-saving master, the race-winning master, is so close to becoming this season's first multi-time winner. He won on the famed streets of Long Beach. And here on the streets of Detroit, Scott Dixon, just that calm voice of Mike Hull on the radio, the managing director of Chip Ganassi Racing, the way that they can just tiptoe through the chaos and stick to their plan.
And the confidence in the numbers, knowing the fuel that they have, knowing the fuel their driver is able to achieve while maintaining pace, just like Long Beach. He appears to have done it again.
And the 43-year-old New Zealander in a couple of weeks will be racing at the biggest sports car race in the world at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But right here in the Motor City, Scott Dixon and Chip Ganassi Racing win. They spoil the GM party.
Remember where victory lane is.
Remember where victory lane is. Scott Dixon knows that more than anybody in the modern era on how to get to victory lane. Dixon does it again and takes the lead of this championship.
Another
fantastic job, everyone. Thank you so much. That was cool.
Another
that was cool.
Dixie masterclass on fuel saving. You called it. Crunched the numbers, knew what their driver was capable of. This team is so good at executing in these difficult situations.
1 to go. 4 more miles for Will Power and the Verizon Chevrolet. And a 2-year drought will be ended at the end of this final lap.
And that last lap, no softy, a 1:44.5 from Will Power, putting a stamp on things here today. Newgarden and McLaughlin, 45.1 and a 45.4 respectively. So he's going to do it with grit, determination, and pushing the limits all the way to the end.
Just to underscore how much this victory is going to mean to Will Power, he went 16 consecutive seasons with at least 1 win. And then you go winless last year. He's like, what's going on? I got to get back to the winner's circle. And then already through 6 races this year, it didn't come. And that's been a point of frustration. However, his consistency has been amazing.
He's had a couple podium finishes, finished second on a few times as well, and he kept saying, man, I'm so sick and tired of finishing second. But when you keep putting yourself in that position, you keep running up front, having those mistake-free races, eventually the brakes are going to fall your way, and this was not anything falling his way. This one was earned throughout the entire race, and a great final pit cycle, saving the fuel when he need to and putting on the power when it called for it.
And at the same time, for Team Penske, a few corners away from a 1-2-3 finish diff. It's been a long time since they had that.
2017, Sonoma was the last. Team Penske 1, 2, 3. Simon Pagenaud, Josef Newgarden, and Will Power. But today, here at Road America, the Expel Grand Prix is all about Will Power. Power ends a 2-year winless drought by winning here.
Congrats. Finally.
Finally.
Boys, that didn't take long. Oh, man. There you go. Well-deserved win. We have to fight for all of them. Guys deserve that. Feel great that we finally win a race.
That is career win number 42. That moves Will Power into a tie for 4th all-time with Michael Andretti. And
Not per usual. Good deal. Since we're not racing this engine, I think I can do some donuts, right?
So a top 5 goes away for Josef Newgarden as Alex Palou sees the white flag. One more to go, and the gap is more than 2 seconds on Colton Herta.
It's so impressive to me that no matter which way the strategies play out, the
White
10
flag.
always find themselves up at the front. Chip Ganassi Racing so good at executing race strategy, and once again, even though it looked like it was all coming unraveled from that pole position start, once again we are seeing the Palou show.
He started up front. We said it at the beginning of the race that the only way to potentially stop this guy is to jam him up early. Andretti Global did that with Kyle Kirkwood getting to the front. Now Colton Herta rides in second, but still, between both of their star drivers, there is nothing for Alex Palou today at Laguna Seca.
Podium still somewhat in question. Does Grosjean have anything to get up to Alexander Rossi? Meanwhile, out front, Alex Palou. Strategy was in question at one point. Once again, Chip Ganassi Racing made the right call. One more corner to go for Alex Palou. And his mastery at Monterey continues. In 4 races, it's been a podium every time. Alex Palou has won the 2nd time at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca and takes the lead in the championship.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys did an amazing job. I'm sorry I put ourselves.
And they stack up even tighter, Kevin. White flag.
White flag.
Palou versus O'Ward for the win.
1 to go. Is it going to be Pato O'Ward and Arrow McLaren winning on track for the first time in 2 years? Or is Palou going to take even more control in the championship and go back-to-back in Mid-Ohio and back-to-back in the season? He won 2 weeks ago at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. This is one of the last best passing zones, and Palou is not close enough. O'Ward may have to deal with Simpson right in front of him.
But it seems like Canapino is slowing down even a little bit more to try to make it to the finish on fuel. So this is really going to back things up as they come through turn 6.
That was a chance right there down the hill into 6. Bit of a defensive line from O'Ward. It was just enough to keep Palou at bay, and I don't know if there's any opportunities left.
And keep an eye on that green and black car of Canapino. He might run out of fuel and start coasting, and he does get out of the way. So Simpson is in front, the teammate at Ganassi of Alex Palou. A couple of corners left. Pato O'Ward by 2 car lengths on the main straightaway. He weaves, he wiggles. O'Ward wins. McLaren.
Good flag. You just won at Mid-Ohio, buddy.
And toppled Alex Palou at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, boy! Long time coming. Enjoy it. Great fuck.
Did you see Award get sideways in the last corner? I don't know if that was for show or if that was for go.
That was for absolute go. That would have been on the energy deployment from the hybrid, spinning up the wheels a little bit, trying to beat Palou to the line. But how about Palou right to apex at turn 12?
He was on the grass.
He was. You talked about the aggression. He showed it. He was controlled in it, but he definitely did everything he could. But you cannot take anything away from this man right here.
The thirsty threes to the moon, as they like to say. One more to go. What's really special is the emergence of fellow Kiwi Shane Van Gisbergen in the NASCAR world. And once bitter rivals in Australian supercars, it's great to see these two Kiwis encouraging each other in different series in North America. Scott was happy for SVG last weekend. Shane will cheer on. Scott McLaughlin gets his very first notable win here at Iowa Speedway.
Yeah, thank you guys. Detroit.
Finally, Scotty Mack will say he got so close at Texas Motor Speedway a couple of times. Denied by Scott Dixon once, denied by his teammate Josef Newgarden another, but finally Scotty Mack and the Thirsty Threes have won on an oval. With 6 races left on this schedule and plenty of ovals, Palou has still more opportunities to get that first oval win because it's going to be hard here with one more lap left to go for Will Power and Team Penske to continue the Penske dominance of Iowa Speedway. It may not be the king of corn country, his teammate Josef Newgarden or Scotty Mack, who won last night, but the 43-year-old Australian is about to get win number 43. Will Power victorious for the first time at Iowa Speedway. From 22nd on the grid, and Stingray Rob is upside down. Massive crash at the end of this race. Rossi, Ed Carpenter, and Kyle Kirkwood.
Heading into the back straight, all sorts of chaos.
So, what a find he has been. White flag for Colton Herta. Under 2 miles to go to get back to victory lane for the first time in more than 2 years. Last great passing opportunity is here. Kirkwood not close enough to challenge. Is anyone else a little further back? Not up front. VK and Grosjean might mix it up back there for 8th.
Yeah, VK got around Roman Grosjean, I believe, down in turn 1. But Colton Herta doing everything right all 3 days of the weekend.
Michael Andretti won here 7 times, more than anyone else. Has won once as a car owner, has not had a win this entire season. They've been quick, especially on street races. Today in Toronto and this weekend, they put it all together. Colton Herta dominates the weekend, leads every session for the first time in IndyCar history, and Herta has won for the first time in over 2 years. It's a 1-2 for Andretti Global in Toronto.
Been waiting a long time to do those victory donuts. We know it's going to lead to some victory tacos later in the night, but
no-hander too. Steering with his knee, California style.
This checkered flag moment is brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts. These are proper.
Yeah, he wants to make sure there's no tire left on that rim when he gets back to pit lane.
There's some anger in that right foot. A lot of frustration coming out.
Newgarden has him by a big gap.
Danny Sullivan did it back in 1985. We talked about that, the spin and win. Kevin, half a lap to go.
For Josef Newgarden, this is going to be win number 31 into the top 10 all time. He's the king of corn country. Is he now the master of the mighty Mississippi? 5th time for a win at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Josef Newgarden has won in St. Louis.
Oh my God, that's your guys' win right there. Thank you. Great job. You win that race with you.
For Will Power, 101 laps led. He went 2 years without a win. Now in 2 months, Will Power has won 3 times. Power wins at Portland to keep his championship hopes alive.
Way to execute, buddy. Nice job. Nice job, everybody.
Nice job, guys. Things a little more interesting.
Championship may not be in play for Pato O'Ward this year, but he's going to join Will Power as a 3-time winner in 2024. Pato O'Ward has won at the Milwaukee Mile.
Hell yeah, man. Great car, great pit stop. Hey. We'll bounce back, everyone. Congrats.
For Scott McLaughlin. He could stay mathematically alive in the championship. He would be eliminated if Alex Palou starts the race. But all you can do is what's available. Scott McLaughlin has been quick all weekend. He loves the history of motorsports. There's not much more historical than the Milwaukee Mile. In the IndyCar return, Scott McLaughlin has won again on an oval.
Yeah. Let's go, boys.
This is absolutely phenomenal. The battle. Colton Herta, great run off of turn 4. He's in the draft. There's traffic in front. That's going to affect all the air that both these drivers are dealing with. Connor Daly getting out of the way. Can't get it done for Herta on this lap.
Very decisive, deliberate moves from both Herta and O'Ward through traffic. Now O'Ward has a little bit of breathing room. There's one more car to clear, but Colton Herta looks so fast.
How has Malukas gone several laps more than everyone else that has already bailed? There he is. We see him heading down to pit lane. So this is now for the lead of the race and winning the season finale. Pato O'Ward trying to win for the 4th time this season. Colton Herta lives here in Nashville, has never won in an oval. He's got fresher Firestones. Can he chase down O'Ward?
These two drivers went at it in the junior formula in the Indy Light Series many years ago. O'Ward beat Herta for the championship. Herta would love nothing more to stick it to O'Ward and get his first oval win today. And Stingray Rob pushes O'Ward high.
O'Ward goes high. Colt goes low. He's side by side. He's going to have the inside line in a 3, and Herta is through.
Colton Herta has taken the lead at Nashville Superspeedway. Can he win his hometown race? Would be the first one on an oval. Herta starting to gap O'Ward. We're inside 5 to go. 4 to go in the season finale. Does O'Ward have a response?
What a brilliant call from Colton Herta as O'Ward went high, backed off the throttle, pinched it low.
You can't plan that. That's just raw instinct. Seat of the pants talent. Absolute killer instincts at the right time. It'll be 3 to go at the line. 1 car ahead, which is Rossi, but Rossi is quick. I don't think he's going to factor. Colton dropping O'Ward and riding to his first oval win.
He's running away with it. He's been on pole in Nashville at the street race a few years back. Wasn't able to convert it to a win. But as he pulls away further from Pato O'Ward, it is looking more and more likely with 2 to go that Colton Herta will get a win in his hometown and a win on an oval for the first time in his IndyCar career.
He's the youngest that's ever won an IndyCar race before. He was 18 years old. The last 2 seasons, though, have been massively disappointing for Colton Herta. He won a race in 22, nothing last year. 10th in the championship each of the last 2 years, and where he's at right now, Colton Herta would finish 2nd in the championship. We'll keep an eye on Alex Palou. Alex Palou is going to become the 2nd youngest 3-time champion ever. Only Sam Hornish Jr. has been younger to win a 3rd championship. He's not going to win his first oval race, but once again, he's done what he has to do. And Colton Herta, who lives in Nashville, Tennessee, has now conquered an oval for the first time. Herta wins the season finale in Nashville. Finishes 2nd in the championship.